All right, here we go now. 9 o'clock in New York, 7 a.m. where the sun's coming up in Arizona and the hunt for Nancy Guthrie evolving by the hour. The FBI releasing new information on the suspect. Now we enter day 13. Good morning, everybody, on a Friday. Maybe we get a break today. Let's hope for that. I'm Bill Hemmer, live in New York.
That family could use a break. That's true
100%.
indeed. So I'm Dana Perino, and this is America's Newsroom. We'll get you to the news now because the FBI has doubled its reward for information on Nancy Guthrie's whereabouts. It's now $100,000. The Bureau is also releasing new details on the suspect seen on her doorbell camera the night she went missing.
So the FBI says the person is a man around 5'9" or 5'10", average build. He was seen wearing an Ozark Trail hiker backpack that apparently costs $11, Dana.
Meanwhile, a high-level FBI source telling Fox News the sheriff in Tucson has blocked the FBI from key evidence in the case, and White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt responded to that on Fox and Friends.
Well, look, the FBI, in order to take over the investigation, would, of course, need the local authorities to hand it over to them. And I spoke with Director Patel late last night, and he assured me the FBI has been on the ground. We are offering the full resources and weight of the federal government to help local authorities bring this case to an end, to bring Nancy Guthrie home. The FBI released additional information and photo evidence. They have also upped the reward for anyone who comes forward with the suspect.
And former NYPD Lieutenant Darren Porcher is on deck with analysis, but let's first go to Alicia Acuna. She is outside Nancy Guthrie's home in Tucson. Is there anything new to say this morning, Alicia?
Well, Dana, investigators are really hoping that the combination of that new suspect description and an alert that was sent to the surrounding area could help narrow this search even more. Once again, the FBI describing him as approximately 5'9", 5'10", with an average build. Forensic analysis on this door cam video from Nancy Guthrie's home was critical to helping investigators begin to close in on a description. Also important, that backpack he's wearing, the FBI says it is a black 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker backpack, which is a Walmart brand. Yesterday afternoon, the Sheriff's Department sent an alert to folks who live within a 2-mile radius of Nancy Guthrie, asking for anything unusual on their door cams from the 1st of January to February 2nd. An expert on data privacy tells Fox there are multiple ways that footage can be accessed.
Assume 30 days is nothing for these companies. The Nest, Googles that have a lot of these Ring, they're going to keep more than that, because it's not just a matter of people paying for subscriptions. You know, a lot of people have misinformation where they believe if you're not paying for the subscription, the company's not collecting the data and keeping the data.
Sources tell Fox News Sheriff Chris Nanos withheld critical evidence from the FBI, including a glove that was found inside Nancy's home. Instead of sending it to FBI labs at Quantico, he had it tested in Florida at a private lab his department uses regularly. The sheriff defended himself to local reporters, denying there is tension between him and the FBI. And Savannah Guthrie posted this touching video of her when she was younger with her siblings and her mom, writing on Instagram, "Our lovely mom. We will never give up on her. We thank you for your prayers and for your hope." Back to you.
Okay, Alicia, thank you so much. Over to you, Bill.
Okay, thank you, Dana. I want to show you right now what we kind of think of what's happening here, okay? Based on all the evidence that was given out yesterday. Some of it's sparse and some of it might be telling. Let's go through it. You got a male said to be 5'9" or 5'10" inches tall. There must be thousands of men in Tucson, Arizona who are 5'10". I don't know how much that helps you right now. I don't know how much more they know. This backpack may be a clue. Ozark Trail hiker pack. This is what it looks like. We're told you can buy it only at Walmart. I mentioned a moment ago, it's not that expensive, about 11 bucks. I think this is telling, at least on this sample of the backpack here, the reflectors are at the lower end of the shoulder straps, all right? That might be important in a moment here, because as we go to the next slide, this is what police gave us the other day. And in these images on Nancy Guthrie's front porch, the reflectors are on top of those shoulder straps. What that means, not quite sure. But in the image on the right side, one more thing here. This is the gun right here, down here in the holster. If you go to the other image they released earlier in the week, this did not get a lot of attention. We believe, now there's no timestamps given. There's no dates given. There's no days given. There's none of that that's been given out here. There is no backpack on this particular shot. There's no gun either, which leads you to question and wonder whether or not this person had been casing the house on more than one occasion. Is it possible? Maybe, and I'll show you and try and back up that theory in a moment here. Now they're looking for a 2-mile radius for anyone who has images, saw someone suspicious, saw a vehicle they may have pointed out. They want that information. And then the timeline is expanded tremendously. This is New Year's Day. So they've asked for doorbell footage requested on the 1st of January up until Monday the 2nd, all right? So just so you remember right now, this is the 31st. This is the night that Nancy Guthrie was dropped off at her house, we were told. And this is Sunday morning early, 2 o'clock in the morning, that 41-minute period where believe whomever this was inside of her home, which leads you to question yet again, was this individual that we saw on the front porch of Nancy Guthrie there more than one time? And no vehicle given either. Now, is this a person on foot? Is this a person who is homeless? We have none of that information today. Darren Porcher, former NYPD lieutenant, trying to make sense of this. And Dana, as we bring in Darren, what do you make of the possibility, Darren, that this person, whomever it is, went to that home more than one time?
Well, Bill, initially we looked at this from a macro perspective where we had a lot of moving parts. As we drill down as it relates to what you displayed on the screen, we're now looking through the lens of it being a micro perspective. We have a lot of corroborating information to show, such as the height. The FBI used something we refer to as a Liger laser. And what that Liger laser does is it measures the bricks, it measured the area where the suspect was standing in front of the house. It produced a 3D image, and that's how we were able to comprise what the height of this individual would be. And as it relates to expanding this to the public, meaning going the 30 days, it now allows law enforcement to enlist the assistance of the public, because the public is your greatest asset. You have cameras throughout these people's homes, not just Nest cameras, you have Ring doorbell cameras, etc. These people that live in this community can cut down on the manpower hours for law enforcement and provide them with the tentative information that will assist, because law enforcement is stretched really thin as it relates to trying to recover any details that can possibly bring Nancy home and have us take the suspects into custody. When we look to the backpack, for example, many people think just because you use a credit card, that's the only tracking mechanism. That's not true. Based on this being a Walmart brand, what you can now do is look, whenever this item was sold, you'll see a cash receipt for this, and now law enforcement can look to video in these particular locations to possibly capture an individual that purchased these items.
That's interesting, Darren. Let's also get your take on this. Harvey Levin was on last night talking about the glove and gloves that have been found and where they were found.
My law enforcement sources, and other people have reported this too, was more than one glove was found in that area a mile or so from the Guthrie house. So if there were 2 gloves found there, and then there's 1 glove here, and the guy has 2 hands, one of these gloves isn't the glove that person was wearing. So I have no idea what glove is inside the house and which glove, if any, which glove was worn by the kidnapper.
What are you thinking about all of that in regards to the gloves?
When I first heard the initial gun was recovered on a glove was recovered on the side of the highway, the first thing I thought that this could more than likely be a perpetrator that got rid of a glove, as opposed to it being a landscaping employee that actually lost some gloves while they were on the side of the highway. The second piece, as we move forward, we now had a glove that was recovered inside of Nancy Guthrie's home. We had these 2 gloves sent to different labs. The FBI lab is who confiscated the glove that was found on the side of the highway, and they're doing an analysis for DNA at their lab in Quantico. We have the sheriff that confiscated the glove inside of Nancy's residence and sent it to a lab in Florida. The point of contention with that would be this. If you're looking to match the DNA, you're now going to have 2 different labs communicate with one another, which can be problematic. But when we move further away from that, when we engage a criminal prosecution, you're going to have a defense attorney that's going to want to ensure that the levels are 100% as it relates to DNA between both labs. And if you have something that's off, that's when the defense attorney is going to look to strike it down and have both labs, in essence, not have the ability to present this information in court.
All right, Darren, thank you for that. Darren Porcher live there in Arizona. The reward money has increased substantially. Remember, it started with the Sheriff's Department at $2,500. The FBI has now hiked it 2x overnight to $100,000, and that may tell us a little something about incentive. Darren, thanks for your time. Back to you shortly in Arizona.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.